Welcome back, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Josh Duggar again, the eldest son of from the reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting. Today we're going to be looking at Josh Duggar, and you're going to learn about the following in this video. Charges that have been levied against Josh Duggar to this point. Additional charges may be coming, along with the condition of his release from jail, the court date that has been preliminary set up for down the road in this year, along with evidence that has been released in the discovery and spoken about in the court so far. So there's a lot to cover today. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. And thank you for joining me. Let's cover the charges that Josh Duggar has levied against him right now. And please understand that these are just the initial charges, even according to Homeland Security and to the FBI. There are additional charges that may be filed on the state and the federal level against Josh Duggar in this case. But right now, he has been charged with receiving in possession of sexual abuse video and images of children from 18 months of age to 12 years of age. This included over 200 images that were deleted but still kept in a secret file folder on his hard drive, videos, photographs, access to a dark website where he could access and chat and purchase photos and videos from others on the dark web, pertaining to child pornography. He had software installed on his device, and this is where additional charges may be coming down the pipe. He had software installed called the Covenant Eyes, which shared his internet usage and his depictions and viewing of pornography with his wife Anna. Now, he had his hard drive partitioned into two separate units, and both of them required a different software, and they also required different passwords. But he was able to keep his pornography viewing and child pornography away from being caught. And the way the Covenant Eye works is if he was just to log onto the computer, look at pornography, child pornography, or adult pornography, it would send a message directly to Anna that he had been viewing something that was considered pornography. Or if he tried to log into another site, kind of like Ashley Madison, in order to cheat on her again, it would send her a message, hey, your husband is up to no good again. But the software itself, that partitioned the hard drive into two separate units. But the second hard drive, where the additional charges may be coming from down the road, is that on that hard drive itself, it had a completely different access to the internet, and they don't know what may be stored in an iCloud or someplace else, an external site that he may have been accessing, and they haven't completed the investigation into that partition of the hard drive as of yet. All right, onward. Um, Through the dark web, he had access and was able to send money, and had sent money from his car dealership accounts to several people through the BitTorrent, and a secured encrypted payment access through BitTorrent. He was able to send money to people, so they know he actually physically purchased pornography, child pornography, on the dark web through the BitTorrent website. And again, additional charges could come down from that for money laundering, depending upon how much money he was actually laundering from his actual physical business. And it also would then come into play with IRS, federal. Did he, account for all that income that he was sending from the car dealership outward to purchase child pornography, did he pay taxes on that money that he had received from the car dealership? Again, the investigation in that part is still ongoing. Conditions of his release for now: no access to anyone under the age of 18. This means if he works and he is able to go to work at his car dealership, he is to have no access with anyone under the age of 18. Somebody walks onto the car lot to look at a car to buy one, he is not allowed to help anyone if they have children. This means zero access to anyone under the age of 18. He must not also do any of the following: possess, view pornography either in printed or in digital format, is on house arrest but can go to work, church, lawyers, and the courthouse, must wear an ankle monitoring bracelet, he must surrender his passport to the court, is placed on the Homeland Security no-fly list, he must surrender all access to his BitTorrent and his what's called a K account, which I'm not exactly sure. I tried researching that, what a K payment account is, and that's all it says in the actual release is a K payment account. He must not consume any illicit drugs or alcohol while he is on release. He must make himself and his residency available at all times to Homeland Security and U.S. Marshal Services. He has no access to any computers or digital media devices that can access the internet at all. He can visit his children, but he must do so at an approved location of the court, and only if a court officer and or Anna is there at all times. No getting up and going to the bathroom and leaving the children with them for a couple of minutes. Nothing like that at all. He must be monitored 24 hours a day while on release. And going back to making himself and his residency available to the Homeland Security and U.S. Marshals. As a condition of his release, they don't need to receive, to get and receive a search warrant if they feel at any time they need to go back and check his residency where he is staying. He has been released to family friends who are pastors, and incidentally, the same people who helped pray for Josh and helped him give him comfort after his allegations, and well, not more than allegations, he actually did it. Molestation of his sisters and 3 other children from his local area. Moving on. No access or phone calls to anyone who may be listed as a co-defendant. There is nobody on the actual court records right now that is listed as a co-defendant, but during the investigation itself, we're going to find out a lot more about Josh Duggar. Homeland Security. According to Gerald Faulkner, who testified at the hearing on release, he said in the following, this is a quote: "In my 11 years of investigating child pornography cases, this is the worst of the worst. In the top 5 I've ever investigated or examined." End quote. The top 5 worst cases in the last 11 years of working just solely these type of cases. Gerald Faulkner said, this is the worst of the worst. Don't forget, he had over 200 images and videos on his hard drive at his work. Only just that one computer. This is not accounting for the computer that was seized from his home or other digital devices that were seized from his parents' home that Josh had left there. 200 images and videos just from his work computer itself. Law enforcement. The case into Josh, the investigation of Josh and his activities has been ongoing for 17 months now. In the 17 months that they've been investigating this, they know that Josh Duggar has had access and has communicated with several people here in different states in the United States and in Canada. Court date. Right now, Josh Duggar's preliminary court date has been set for July 6th to be exact. Now, the likelihood of Josh Duggar and his attorneys being ready for a case, or the case because of the court backlog of them actually starting in July, is very unlikely. They will most likely file a continuance at that time, and Josh will then sign a waiver to um, give up his rights to a speedy trial, so they can then reschedule it for any time within the next year after his actual initial arrest. But at this point, it doesn't look like Josh Duggar is the only one involved. And from what I understand from those who have been researching and watching this case, in the 17 months since they've been investigating Josh Duggar, there have been several people who and cases that have popped up where individuals have rolled over and given a testimony to grand juries on individuals. And Josh Duggar very well may be wrapped up in one of the largest child pornography cases ever to be investigated and prosecuted by Homeland Security, the FBI, and state and local law enforcement agencies. This case is just ongoing, and we have no idea where it's going to go next. But at this point, Josh Duggar has been released from the detention center. He is able to go to work, church, and he has, in court, and to see his attorney. He is to have no access with anyone under the age of 18, and he is not to view any type of pornography, either digital or printed, at this time. And nor should he do it at all ever. But it's been one of the conditions that is spelled out clearly in his actual release. So that's the update on Josh Duggar. Thank you for joining me today, and you have a wonderful weekend.